What's going on, everybody? We are out here on another job, and I've got the camera with me finally. I know some of you will be happy about that, but let me show you what we got going on. So we're back out here at the school that we've done some work for. If you remember, we built this fence, 2 sliding gates, and then across the street we demolished that house over there. That came out really nice and smooth and flat. Grass came in really nicely. So let me explain what we got going on here. They want a 16 by 45 foot carport. No reason for the 16, that's just what they want. 45 foot because of setbacks. And what setbacks are, for anybody who doesn't know, are the required distance from a certain like a wall, if you will, or the lot line, property line that the city requires. So over here they require 10 feet from the building. I always add a foot just to be on the safe side. So we went 11 foot, and I know you can't see it, but we, instead of running string line with the stakes, we chalk lined it all the way around, squared it up. But yeah, so we have to be 10 foot from the building. We went 11. We have to be 5 feet from this sidewall. We went 6, again, to be on the safe side. We have to be 15 from this fence. I went right at 15 on this, so that way we could stretch this out as far as we could. So it's exactly 16 by 45, and then the holes I drilled are 9-inch holes with a 9-inch rock auger bit, and there's going to be square tubing, 4x4 square tubing in each one for the post. And then I've got 6-inch I-beam, which you can see here. I've got a 50-foot stick coming, but what we'll do is we'll set this I-beam right on top of that square tubing, which you can see I've got that square tubing on the truck. This is for a separate project here, but something small. But we'll set this I-beam right on top of that square tubing, weld it to it, weld our purlin plates every 4 foot roughly on here, and I'll explain that more later. But it'll be really simple, and then you just weld your purlins in between, and that's it. We're using Galvalume for the top sheets, and here's all of our trim that will get put on to trim out to match the color of this building. So yeah, I'm excited. I didn't record yesterday just because I had to get this unloaded, had to get that unloaded, had to drill these holes, mark this out. That's boring stuff that you guys don't want to watch. So yeah, anyways, I'm waiting on the inspector right now because this is city limits. So they had to come and check the foundation before we pour, and then we had to set the poles in concrete, and we can weld the frame to it. Then we have to call an inspection again. Then we can put the roof sheets on and the trim, and then we have to call inspection again. So yeah, it's a process, but you know, it's part of the process. And to do it right and to stay in the good graces of the city, that's what you've got to do. So yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so if you got a question on how I'm doing this, I'll explain it. I got a 24 foot 4x4 square tubing. This is 14 gauge. This stuff is really stout. It's perfect for this. It's lightweight, heavy duty, very cost effective. What I'll do is I'll literally just cut these right in half. You can't, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but this ground slopes drastically. It's got to be a good foot difference. So this will be my low side. This will be my shortest post over here. We'll start with it, and then we'll cut it, you know, let's say 10 foot. Over here is going to end up needing to be 11 or 12, and we'll actually think that one's going to be 11. This one's going to be like 12 or 13. So I got a 24 footer, so that way I can cut it right in half at 12 foot. That'll work there. So as long as we keep this building nice and level at the top, that's what we want to shoot for. I haven't shot grade on it, but that's the plan on how that's going to work. I'll try to explain this more as we go and as we get started as well. And also I'll show you this new tool that I bought a couple months ago, and I've done, let's see, I think I've done 5 or 6 gates like this but bigger, and I built a massive 2,200 square foot awning over a bunch of dog kennels for a dog boarding facility here in town. I built all of that with the Evolution compound miter saw, or not compound, I'm sorry, it's just the Evolution miter saw, because it cuts miters. You can cut it a 45, you can set all your different angles through here like a regular miter saw, and it's amazing. I can't say anything but good things about it. That's still the original blade, and I have cut so many things with it. This is the DeWalt miter saw stand. I probably wouldn't recommend this one again. It's really top heavy whenever it's standing up, but nonetheless, this thing is amazing. You'll see it in action. It cuts like butter, and like I said, you can cut these things. Let's see. You can rotate it to cut your angle, and it's just really nice, really accurate. I'd buy it 10 more times if I had to. So but I haven't, and I've had it for 4 or 5 months now. So if you guys do a lot of metal work, cutting a lot of square tubing, pipe, whatever it may be, flat strap, that's the machine to get. I don't get paid by them. I just recommend them 100%. So yeah, anyway, let's get started. All right, so I've got my Bosch laser out, and got my stick, got the receiver. Let's see, I've already checked it, but I'll show you. We're gonna go down here to the lowest point. We're gonna go right outside of this because it's clean. I'm gonna get this set up nice, make sure there's no rocks or crud underneath it. You set this up, and you're gonna move this thing until it, you get a steady beep, which this I've already got set there pretty well. All right, you see that steady beep right there? The solid beep. I've also got an indicator light on the back side to tell you to go up, down, or if you're level. This is close enough right here because I know I'm right where I need to be. These numbers mean nothing, but for me right now, I'm gonna use them as a reference. So we're at 4 foot 9 inches and slightly above a quarter. I don't know if you can see that. We're at 4 foot 9 inches and slightly above a quarter right here in between these 2 dots here. And over here at the highest point, we're gonna see what that difference is. So we'll loosen this screw right here and drop it down. All right, see how I'm just dropping that down until I get that solid beep, and then I'll screw that down. And would you look at that, 3 foot 9 and slightly above a quarter, which tells me that we've got 1 foot of slope in this thing, in that 45 feet. So, which is pretty good. Tells me exactly what I need to know. Tells me exactly what I need to cut these square tubings. So you can see I got my saw set up, and I'll probably just cut it in half, but I'm gonna take a couple measurements and then I will let you know. Ready? Yeah. All right, we're ready to do some welding. Friday we got all these posts set, so we're going to use a laser level, mark that one at 8 foot, use a laser level to mark all the rest of them to be the same height as that back corner one. We'll cut those, but what I went ahead and did this morning when I got here, because it's still fairly cool out, it's in the 80s, is cut all of our I-beams at 16 feet, and I've got 4 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and weld all my purling clips on while they're down here, and then we'll cut these and set those I-beams right on top, weld those up, and then cut our purlins and run them across. So 2 of these I-beams only get those purling clips on one side right here, and then 2 of them get purling clips on both sides. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, well, as you can see, we got all 4 of these I-beams welded up, and you can see that the purling clips, that's what those are called, are pretty much all in line. They might be off here and there, you know, a 1/4 inch, maybe 1/8 inch. That's not enough to make a difference or anything out of square. What I did is we're going 4 inch on center from each, essentially each purlin, and we're having the flat face of the purlin face out, so that way that's what you see. So from this edge, it will, you know, if the purlins are 2 inch width, then we want to go 1 inch, so we have this right on the edge, so our center will be 1 inch off of that. We measured 3'11", so that way our 4 foot will be
1 inch off of this purlin clip. Same for this one, 1 inch off this purlin clip on this side, 1 inch off this purlin clip on this side. And then this purlin will be reversed, so the flat face faces backwards. So what you do here is you set this right on the edge, and that purlin will be 1 inch on this other side down center, which gives you your 4 foot all the way down. So next will be to cut those. We'll measure it with a laser level. I'll record that, you'll see that. Set them on there and weld them. Alright, well, we got all the purlins on, got it all welded up and painted. We didn't paint the outsides all the way around because that stuff is not exposed. But this thing, we checked it, is dead level all the way across. And it looks really, really good. They're gonna love this. We're gonna start putting the roof on tomorrow. Alright, so we got the gutters on. These are pre-hung gutters, so we'll get some gutter straps after the roofing's on. I got some 2x2 angle trim for the trim underneath to hide the bottom of those purlins. And then we went ahead and put on the trim. This is eave trim, but we're gonna have an overhang, so that's what I put on this side. So we're gonna get started on the roofing because it's already getting hot. It's supposed to be 101 today. We got all the gutter straps on, got all the holes all the screws screwed in to all the holes. I don't know how well you can see, but we pre-drill every hole so that way it gets nice and straight, looks perfect. And next is to cut out for the gutters and put the downspouts on. All right, well, that should complete this job. We're gonna go start working on something over there in the other yard, something real simple. I'm not gonna really record that, but yeah, as you can see, this came out really, really nice. I'm coming back, I think Monday, after we get inspection done, to put some fans in, make it real nice and cool in here when there's wind blowing in this way and the fans are going. And I got these gutters done as well. Kind of a pain in the butt, but they came out really nice, I think. It's kind of hard to figure out that the angles for these cuts and whatnot, but after about an hour I figured them out. So yeah, this is really neat, and we finished just in the nick of time because it is about 104 today and can't handle it. I'm tired of working in the heat like this. All right, well, thanks for watching, you guys, and you know what I say, on to the next one.